Hey, greetings all. This is just a real fast overview of a step-by-step on how to get your CTE certification. Just keep in mind too that there's a PDF in the module so that you can read it and make notes on it whenever you need to. Okay? So, there's three basic ways in which you can, pathways which you can go for certification. You have the basic industry experience, you have based on education and teaching experience. During this presentation, we're going to look at 4 steps in which to help you get your certification. Keep in mind, step 1, you select the CTE program and course for AEC purposes, that is Agriscience. So when you're selecting the program, you're going to, at AEC, we only have one CTE program here, and that is agriculture. And there's requirements for that. We basically have what is called coherent sequence of courses at AEC, which means usually our freshman takes Agriscience, our sophomores take Bio ABS, and then we have Animal Science and Agribusiness. But then we have other electives like our Vet Science program, Equine Science program, Plant Science program. These fall under the electives after we meet these here. So Agriscience is what we consider to be the program for the certificate. So as you know, the first step then, you have that Agriscience program. We're going to look at the second step as in more or less option B, because option B is the most achievable, we feel, and so our focus will be on option B. Example, a science teacher wants to become to teach in the Agriscience program. This is the most likely one to be able to follow option B. There's other options as well that you can look at, but you can look at the PDF and get more details on that. And so we're moving to step 3, identify the requirements and your timeline. Well, so basically we've already identified, we're looking at Agriscience. We're going to take option B. And then the time-wise, what needs to be done to get there. Now, what you need to do, some questions to answer these things here are resources. For example, where do I find the application? That information is given to you in the PDF as well. Also, by now, you should have your fingerprint card already, so that shouldn't be a problem. But if you don't, you will need to have one before you even start in the classroom. Also, question 3, how do I verify my work experience? This is where sometimes we forget about, or you can't find your supervisor, or it's been so long ago that, who knows where the people are. Well, what you do is they have the form you fill out, and then the superintendent at AEC will be able to sign it off, and then that will be submitted, and that they'll be able to verify that from there. So as you look at question 4, official transcripts, this is show you about how you do your electronic official transcripts, how do you get that done, or paper transcripts. Again, your PDF will have all that information. Also, the question 5, talking about, okay, I need professional knowledge. Where do I go about getting it? How do I get it? Well, there's a Premier Series sponsored by the CTE program that makes it possible for you to go online and take care of that. And that information is also on your the PDF as well. There is the U.S. and Arizona Constitution requirements too. We recommend Rio Salado because they have online options, and you can take it anytime you want to within the time period that you need to have done. 7 is talking about some other things too. How do you meet that is, if you want to go there and do that, and above that, this is the information to go to do that as well. And if you want to go through the different options and look, maybe another option may be better for you, you can go ahead and go through this. That's on the application form as well as you go through it a little bit closer. Okay, so the step 4, you identify your support in our program. The principal and the CTE director will be the ones that you can go to and get more information, along with there's a module that we've set up to cover all these things. So once you get your certification, keep in mind you need to make sure you read it and find out if you have any deficiencies on it. If you do, you have a timeline to meet those deficiencies before it. If not, then it becomes suspended. And so you want to make sure you meet those requirements before that deadline is up. Okay, so know your deadlines. So basically, you have 3 years. If you have deficiencies, you have, from the time you apply for 3 years, you have to be able to take care of those deficiencies. Keep in mind, once you do get those deficiencies taken care of, you have, usually the certificate will go for 12 years. You'll need to keep up with your PD certifications, certificates. The district sponsor them, and of course CTE sponsor them. And through the course of the year, you should be able to collect at least 180 hours of ongoing professional development during that time. You should keep those certificates when you get them, because in a folder to keep them, so that when you apply through the district, and then they will make sure that you can take care of that. Okay. Information about the Premier Series and how to contact them. Same thing about certification assistance as well at the State Department. Okay, well, thanks. This is a real quick overview of that, and of course the PDF offers you a more slower approach, and you can always contact your principal or your CTE director anytime for help. Thanks.